So this morning I had like a little disagreement with someone. I really try to avoid disagreements. I try and be reasonable, which is not my natural state of being. But I do. I go, okay, what do we? And so this is somebody who I've in the past found to be a little bit difficult to deal with. Anyway, she had written to me, sent me an email, said, well, she had a friend, and she thought I had a lot of in common with her friend, whose name was one of those names like Jamie, who could be a girl or a boy. But I thought it was a woman until I realized it was a man. I went, oh God. I was not a fix up because honestly, we'll get into that in a second. But anyway, I said, okay, fine, sure. We were going to meet for coffee. And then she wrote me back. She said, we're going to meet at such and such a shop. And for coffee. I said, okay, great. 10 o'clock on Monday. That was today. So great. And then she wrote an email and said, well, his house had been robbed. And so he wanted to stick around and we would meet at the casita, also at 10 o'clock. I said, sounds fine. And then she wrote today that she would call me before she came. So at around 10 after 9 this morning, she called me, and I was just sort of making breakfast because she said we were going to meet at 10. And I was thinking, it's plenty of time to eat breakfast and, go 15 or 20 minutes. I said, well, where does your friend live? And she said, well, he lives at the end of such and such street. And I said, she said, but we're meeting at the Casita Cafe. I said, well, you said we're meeting at his house. She said, no, I never said that. Now, here's my trigger. If you're of a certain age, you understand that. I went, I am sure she said we were going to meet at the house. And thinking, now I've lost my mind. I'm old. It's onset Alzheimer's. I must be crazy. I said, okay. So we were going to, now still we were going to meet, I think at 10 o'clock at my place or near my place. I go and I look up the email and it says his house had been robbed and we were going to meet at the casita. Well, guess what? We live in Mexico. Casita means house or small house. So now I don't know why this happened to me, but I really, I cannot say that I'm even tempered. I can say that it takes quite a bit to piss me off. But when I'm pissed off, I am pissed off. And I really felt that I was, this has happened in other ways before with this person, where she tells me one thing and it's unclear what she means. But if you ask her what she means, she becomes very angry and upset that you asked her. So I did call her back and I will confess that I said, listen, I sometimes find it very confusing to interact with you, and frankly, I find you a little exhausting. So because what you wrote in the email was casita, and I said, and I understand that really means we were both right, and we were both wrong. So we're going to meet anyway. She said, okay, all right. I said, and actually, I would prefer to take my own car because I wanted to escape if I had to. So she said, okay. She's going to come to my place and she's going to call me. Well, comes a few minutes to 10. She calls me, but she's not at my place. She's near the museum, which is near me. And she says, well, I'm behind the museum. And I say, okay. And I say, okay, I'm on my way. And I go over to the museum parking lot and she's not there. I'm looking, I'm behind the museum. I'm behind the, where is she? Well, I see that she's way over on the street before you enter the parking lot of the museum. Okay. When we get to the parking lot, when I go over there, and I have already decided that what I'm going to do is give her my business card, and she can do with it what she wants. And I'm not going because, in fact, I just found out about, early this morning that the guys have come here to repair a door and they're going to take the door off the hinges. So I didn't really want to leave the house with the door off the hinges, even though the men are certainly trustworthy. So I said, they're taking the back door off my house. And so I have to stop. But, here's my card. Tell your friend. If you'd like to call me, give me a call. And she's got that little, oh, pity me, I'm so sad look on her face. I'm very upset about what you said to me. And I lost it. I just lost it in the street. I'm not proud. I'm not proud of it. However, it turns out this little wimpy gal, who's oh pity bitty, is not so wimpy. After all, she jumped out of her car to tell me what she thought of me, which, by the way, you can imagine wasn't a lot. a little taken back because I had said, I find her exhausting, which is not an attack on her character, and we could have discussed it, which she obviously didn't want to do. So I'm not proud, but I'm not proud, frankly. I mean, you get to a certain age, you're kind of surprised that people, I don't know, have an axe to grind. I'm sort of really surprised by it. At any rate, I won't be going to her group anymore. That's it. I wish I could say that I'm always even tempered and I have the perfect thing to say all the time, but I'm not and I don't. Nonetheless, I love you. Bye.